Hey guys, my name is Christian Batuli. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time coming across this channel, welcome to the family. Glad to have you here. On this platform, we talk about anything and everything relating to football. Some people call it soccer, but whatever you want to call it, it's definitely fine by me. If you're interested and you like this kind of content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button to stay alert on the next time we drop new content. All right. So let's just get into it. Today, I'm just going to come on and say it. I'm not going to be around the bush. I'm not going to be tiptoeing. I am not. I'm not in support of Xavi staying for another season. Let's just be honest about that. As a Barcelona fan, I've seen enough. He's had 2 years, right, to convince us to make us watch good football. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've had our moments, a few times last season and maybe this season too. You can say that, maybe this season too, but I'm just not convinced. I've seen enough and I feel like Xavi's just not the guy who's going to take us moving forward. He's a great person, an amazing player, but as a coach right now for Barcelona, I do not see him doing any better than this season, next season. Let's just be honest about that. Right. I love Barcelona. I'm a fan of Barcelona. I love Xavi, right? But at the end of the day, when Barcelona is winning games, when we're winning trophies, I'm happy. But right now, I just feel like Xavi hasn't really done enough to convince me to still want to have him as a coach next season. And I have three reasons. So the first reason is that tactically, Xavi's not there yet. He's not matured yet, tactically. The flexibility to try different tactic, to be able to read the game, make the right substitutions, all that kind of stuff. Xavi is really lacking on that department. And I'm not a coach, but I think those kind of things kind of like comes with time a little bit. I think him taking this Barcelona job right now was a little bit too soon. I'm not saying that he can't be a great coach. I'm not saying that he's not a good coach. But I'm just what I'm saying is right now he's not the coach that Barcelona need. So that's the first reason. Tactically, is just not sound, and it's going to take times. It needs more reps. But at Barcelona, you don't have that much time, man. We're not just gonna give you years, to try your reps and get experience. You don't have time at Barcelona. You really don't. So the second reason I feel like Xavi play favoritism, right? Within the team, there's certain players we clearly know that Xavi will play through a bad spell because Xavi simply likes them. And I know some of you guys will be like, Christian, what are you talking about? I mean, there's been plenty of times where certain players perhaps needed a rest, perhaps are not performing at the level, but since Xavi likes them and trusts them, he's still playing them. Well, we have other players that are just eager, that are that have this burning desire to want to prove themselves because they never get any opportunity. And the crazy thing about it is there are players that don't get opportunities. When they do get opportunity, they go in there and they have an impact. The next game, they're back on the bench. And I know it's crazy because like Xavi comes out here, in front of every press conference, talk about how we're gonna start from scratch, how everybody, has to earn it in order for you to play. The system is based on meritocracy. You have to earn it, you have to deserve it. But when it comes time for him to walk, he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. There's no meritocracy with Xavi. He either likes you or he doesn't. And if you're one of those players that he does not like or don't really see fit, then he's gonna kind of mistreat you in a way. I've talked about Ensu Fati in the past, but now let's just give you guys another example. Victor Roque, a 19-year-old Brazilian talent striker, amazing player, came sooner than expected in January. It wasn't even supposed to come until this summer of 2024. But obviously, with Gavi's injury and Balde being injured as well, that opened up some cap space, for us to be able to get him. And it's crazy because, like, I remember before Victor Roque even came to Barcelona, Xavi was speaking positively about him. Xavi was speaking glowingly about him, saying that he's a player that can come and help us. In my mind, I had, I had the sense, I had the feeling that, yeah, Xavi really want Victor Roque because it feels like he needs a striker that can maybe give Lewandowski time to rest. That's what we all thought. That's what I thought, at least. Lewandowski needs someone that's going to be able to kind of compete with him, give him some rest. When Victor Roque could have just stayed in Brazil till this summer, playing the whole time. But since he has the desire to come, play for Barcelona, he decided to come in January. And he came in January, and obviously, so much politics, man. People are talking about it's going to take time for him to kind of learn how to play the Barcelona way and whatever, which was cool. We knew that. But, like, how long is it going to take, man? Because there's been so many times where Lewandowski was not performing at all, playing through a bad form. And Victor Roque could have helped us out, but Xavi was still not playing him. So many games where he could have started. Just to make it clear, like I said, I'm not criticizing Xavi as a man or anything that he does outside of him managing Barcelona Football Club. I'm just criticizing him as a coach. The way he's been treating Victor Roque, totally not fair. He's not giving this kid a look at all. And let's just be honest, like, Victor Roque technically is not gifted, you know, as what we've become accustomed to, right? Because when you think about a striker, a proper striker for Barcelona, look at Luis Suarez. You gotta be able to have play with your feet, combine, make move, have good movement, you know, have that little it factor. Samuel Eto'o, right? Maybe technically Victor Roque is not as good, but he's obviously good enough to be playing in a professional level. But one thing I like about Victor Roque is his tenacity, his intensity, his ability to press, his ability to continue to work, continue to put pressure on those um uh center backs, his ability to continue to work, be physical. And plus, he has that instinct. He's played 2 years in Brazil, and he has enough experience. And in last season, before he came here, he came to Barcelona. He had 21 goals in all competition. So the kid has enough experience. But the way Xavi's been treating him is just not fair, man. I understand. Like, I understand that we as fans don't see what's happening behind closed doors, behind the training and all that kind of stuff. But let us see it. Play him. If it's that bad, then we'll be able to see it. Don't play him because based on something that we don't see. Yeah, you see him in training. You may not think that he's at a good level, but for us fans, we haven't seen him. So let him play so we can see and we can determine whether it's good or not. But don't make that decision for us. And there's been plenty of times in history where it's been documented there were players that were terrible trainer. They did not want to go to training. They didn't know how to train. They had bad training habits. But when the game time came, they turned it on. I'm not saying that's what Victor Roque is, but there are some players that can't. They don't train well, but they play well when it comes game time. So just give him an opportunity. And, if you're going to talk about meritocracy, Xavi, just stand on it. Stand on it. Give everybody a fair shot. And we need competition within the team. We need competition within the team. And reason number three, before I get sidetracked here, I just don't think right now Xavi has the balls to kind of bench, you know, those big superstars, those big time players like the Lewandowski, the Gundo, all those guys. I don't think he has the balls to bench the heavyweight of the dressing room. Once again, I think it comes with experience. I'm not saying that he can do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, right now, what I see, he has a hard time. He's having a hard time benching the heavyweight, even when they're not performing. And if you're a coach of Barcelona, that should be like the least of your worry, the least of your problems. Let me fix my mic here. Right? If they're not performing, drop them to the bench. So those are the three things that I've seen. I feel like Xavi can work on. Tactically, it can get better. Number two, he can definitely stop playing favoritism and let them compete and let them play. If you're good enough, you can play. And not just come out here before every game, talking to the press and tell us that it's based on meritocracy when you're not doing that, right? Let them play. If they're earning it, they play. And then number three, dude, you got to be able to bench those heavyweight. You have to. You have to. If they're not performing, you have to drop them. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.